In the year of 2021, after many years of searching, I was able to purchase a remote property deep in the mountains of Western Canada. I've recently decided to quit my job, move here full-time, and see if I can survive solely on a YouTube income. With no neighbors, very difficult access, endless wilderness, and a river that runs through it all, I couldn't be happier with this newfound freedom. Follow along with me for this challenging journey while I try to create a livable space in this unforgiving yet beautiful vast wilderness. Good morning. I'm empty. I'm down to my emergency coffee mix. There, got some finished product there. Well, I have basically triple painted everything, except I have to do a little bit more here. Humming and hawing about what sort of exterior to do on the house. Board and batten, like the little cabin, or some sort of other type of siding. The board and batten is a bit bulky, you know, when you double it up. And I just don't have a lot of real estate up there. It's gonna be protruding out quite a bit. And then best practice is to also have, like, you know, a thin strip nailed on first to allow airflow. So then you're really building out quite a bit. And I just don't have super big overhang there. A little bit each day. I really have to figure out how to make a door. You don't think there's much to doors, but when you start to factor in hinges, which way the door should swing, should it be an out-swinging door or in-swinging door, the door jamb, then you have the threshold, the bottom plate of the door. You start looking into all these things, making a door from scratch from you know, a dead standing tree, and then you factor it, and then the door handle, the locking mechanisms. I really want to build one from scratch. It's going to take a while. It gets there's a bit to a door, like when you break down the anatomy and everything, there's actually quite a lot to it. Or do you just go caveman style or medieval style and you just have wood on wood, just big iron hinges? You have a little cold gap like that in -30. That's darn cold. You can put your hand near the door and it's nothing. You can hardly see the gap and you can just feel this cold air just pouring in. We'll see how it goes. Even more exciting news, I'm doing some work with Bluetti. They're a big fan of the channel. They were like, hey, we're gonna send you some more stuff. Can you test it out and do stuff with it? So this one's gonna be a good one. I have here the Elite 200 V2 portable power station. I've been waiting to do this for a few weeks, so I'm pretty excited about it. I have some big plans for this thing. So let's get at it. We're gonna set it up, give it all the proper tests, see what it's all about. I've already done a bunch of homework on it, so I have a good idea what I'm going to do with this thing. Now let's say you have a office in your backyard or a remote cabin or whatever it may be. You don't want to run power cords to it, nor do you want a loud generator. Let's say you don't want to upset the neighbors and all that kind of stuff, but you have something like that, your tool shed. Well, here you have it, folks, the Bluetti 200 V2 portable power station, weighing in just over 53 pounds with a 2600 watt inverter. This compact unit can store up to 2073 watt hours of power, which makes it an absolute beast for its size. It comes with an 1800 watt AC input, which means you can plug it into your wall and fully charge it in just over 1 hour. Additionally, you can charge up to 1000 watts with solar and have it fully charged in just over 2 hours. All the convenient ports on the front and on the side include 4 of your standard 20 amp outlets, 2 USB-Cs and 2 USB-As. And up here is the solar input port where you can run multiple solar panels in parallel. You can also download the Bluetti app to keep an eye on things, or if you don't like using apps, you can also customize your settings using the manual settings. This baby can surge up to a massive 5,200 watts. That is one heck of a surge ability, and you can pull up to 2,400 watts all day long, so long as you have life left in that battery. It also comes with a standard 5-year manufacturer's warranty, and of course the Elite 200 V2 is also perfect for van or RV life while you're on the road. This compact Bluetti is an excellent go-to portable power generator. Cool. I have a temporary solar panel set up until I get it set up properly. That's what we have there. Now, as many of you know, you wouldn't set up a solar panel flat on a wall like that. Just for the sake of demonstration, I thought I'd hook it up. But for now, you come in the tool shed, like so. You're ready to go. You can do your work in here, sharpen your tools. Now I have a fully independent tool shed with power, and I don't have to run any cords, and I don't have to start up a generator. Everything you need, plug in your lights. That's pretty awesome. We'll get some solar panels set up properly in the not so distant future, and I now have a solar power generator that I can use anytime and come and go as I please. So thank you, Bluetti, you guys are awesome. Outswing door, high profile, threshold.
Sure if the dowels are worth it. I can't get them to... Typically you would have a jig to drill them perfectly square, or so just so it's a perfect fit and everything slides together. So far it's kind of, if it's just off a little bit, there's a bit of angle on the drill. Yeah, it just doesn't seem to go in tight all the way. I don't think the dowels are worth it if you don't have the right equipment. Very frustrating. That's no dowels. There's only these two fit nicely, and that's it. That other one I have to cut that out too. Forget about it. A little bit more glue, eh? Can't have too much is a bad thing though. You gotta have like the right amount, you know. So here. There. That one's tight. Now I'm just going to squeeze them all together. Well, the door thing, a little bit, well, I don't know. I'm going to make it work one way or another, but with the dowels you need to be exact. So that, anyway, I have some different thicknesses too. Slightly different thicknesses, some a little bit of wood rot. I mean, I just got to go with it.
Check it out. Here's the rhubarb. Kind of see it there. Already growing. The garlic has already started. There's another one. There's one down there. Avoid that. That water sure came up. That stump is new. Wasn't there the other day. Or last week, I should say. Hello. So I'm on a forestry road. I don't know, 10 or 15 kilometers from my place, and you don't notice it on the road until you start walking into the forest here. You suddenly get into this. There's all this second growth, and then all of a sudden, blam, you're into these massive cedar trees. All of a sudden, they're everywhere, and you can't see it from the road. And they're huge, and you're in this canopied forest. Look how straight and tall these cedar trees are. Look at back there. They're huge. I don't know if you can see for a sense of scale. Like, look at, and that thing just goes up and up and up and up. And my goodness, what a frickin' forest. They're just tall and straight and huge. Look at, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here in a clump, and they're just giants. It's amazing because you cannot see it from the road, and then you walk in just a little ways and all of a sudden everything is just massive and tall, and you just literally can't notice it from the road. Look at all this. Mostly cedar, some spruce there. But this time of year, the snow is gone, you can really just sail through this forest like no big deal on this carpet of moss. You could have if it wasn't wet, you could have a nap there. Look at this moss here. So everything is tall and straight. Even this birch tree. Everything in here is just superb. They're everywhere. Look over here, there's a cluster. Let's go check out that cluster. What a great time of year to be back here. Looks like there was I almost want to say that kind of looks almost like I almost want to say Douglas fir stump, but I don't see any Douglas fir here. Maybe spruce. Cedar would hold up a lot better. Here's some bark. Look at that. It is Douglas fir. That's unbelievable. The bark is still on it. They came in, or whatever, whoever came in specifically was after this Douglas fir. That's wild. Pretty fresh, pretty fresh. Is that pressure treated plywood, you ask? Inside the boat? Why, yes it is. More on that later. Okay, 3 different varieties of strawberries from the neighbors. Thank you, neighbors.
apparently I should plant them soon, like tonight. I planted the strawberries in 3 separate areas, so they don't grow together. I'm going to clear a path to the edge of my property. I cannot go past my property line. There's a clearing at the edge of the property, sort of beyond the edge of the property a bit, but I'm going to get as close to I can with a pathway, with a clearing, just for the sake of going out to that opening in case, just a big in case like a emergency helicopter has to land or something. That's how they would access to the cabins here. Been dead for a while. A little while, not too long. Hey buddy. Not sure, I don't see any signs of... Hope you had a good run, fella. Kind of random just to find it on the ground like that. I'll set these wedges aside. You can always use wedges somewhere. Looks, seems like a door. Huh. Well, I wonder if this will work after all. It's pretty heavy. So just when I thought I was done with plywood, I have here with me some pressure treated plywood. Ultimately, I'm creating these deck extensions on the corners, and I'm going to repeat the process on the rear side of the building because I simply don't trust the wooden posts that are buried into the ground. And I'm talking about the posts that are deep under the core of the building. And the goal here is to propel water away from the building. The pressure treated plywood is the best solution. I looked at other options by milling up boards and putting some sort of coating, but also there's going to be a coating that goes on top of it as well. The deck here on the corner is sloped slightly and the water will shed away from the building. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be a good experiment over the years to come, and probably will make for some interesting content too. So this deck here has a gradual slope. It's just you can't almost see it, but there is a slope. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do for flashing. I'll have some pressure treated coming up a little ways here. That'll be a wall. And then whatever, gazebo, closed-in screen porch, whatever you want to call it. Be pretty cool. Because you'd be up high, you know, above the river. Once all this mess is cleaned up, it'll look a little better. The umbrella effect is taking shape a little bit. This thing may look good when it's done, or it may not. I'm pretty sure it'll look okay. I'm pretty sure I can figure out a way to divert water and moisture in the soil and keep everything from there under relatively dry. The main thing is I just want this thing done and I can enjoy it for the foreseeable future. Maybe one day I'll build a castle. You know, Venice, the city of Venice in Italy is built on tree pilings into the ground. So there's that. Oh, where did he go? He was just there. First hummingbird. Come back. Hello? I'm pretty sure this one's no longer with us. How about those colors though? Look at that. Wow. That's unbelievable. Slightly larger than a bumblebee. There you go, little buddy. Sure is quite a thing to look at. It's like it's not even real. Just doing a mock-up, trying to, it's going to be an outswinging door. These big T-strap hinges. Going kind of medieval on these doors.
Looks like we have a bear who wandered through. Not too far from the cabin. Pretty small looking prints here. Well, off to the sawmill. After kind of looking online a bit, I'm just kind of looking at different designs. I just don't want water to get in there and rot. I need to get flashing, and I don't have any, like just thin tin flashing that's galvanized or stainless or something. The rough cabin's turning into more of a urban cabin, which I don't know. A little bit torn about it. Off to the sawmill, bunch of milling to do today, so I just may as well focus on that now.
2x4, 2x6.